Good evening. Even though it's very clearly afternoon, globe has been packed, so we had to go with the air globe today. Welcome to UCS Good News. This is, of course, our weekly live broadcast where we highlight positive news stories from all over the school community. Which school? Urban Community School, of course. We have been doing this program together for 5 seasons, and as they say, all good things, great things too, must come to an end. So this week, we reached out to you, your big finishes, your final numbers, your encore performances. We asked you to share the good news, and the response, as it has been from the beginning, was conclusive and definitive. So with that, it is time for the grand finale of this iteration, at least, of UCS Good News. And LeBron knows what time it is. It's game time, and maybe for Luka too. All right. We share the good news on this program every week. We have for some time. But, of course, there's the original good news, the biblical version of the good news. This week, Angel C in room 220 was kind enough to share his good news with Miss Michelle that he's learning about Solomon, the original wise guy, in his Bible studies. So thank you to Miss Michelle for sharing that. Sometimes it takes a pillage, and third grade has been studying world history. They've taken quite a Viking, I hear, to a particular era that is recently they had a great time going to the foundry to row, just like the Vikings that they're learning about in class. Now, of course, if you don't know, Vikings were seafaring people originally from Scandinavia, who from 8th century to 11th century pirated around and settled throughout Europe, Mediterranean, North Africa, Middle East, etc. So here are those students rowing over at the foundry, putting all their energy into it. Oh, here's a quick video. Hold on. Okay, here's a little Viking joke for you. How did Vikings send secret messages? How did Vikings send secret messages? Well, the answer, of course, Norse code. Norse code. There we go. Okay, on to the next story here. This is a little segment we've always called Creation Station, where we highlight the creative exploits of UCS community members. Raylan H. and Paige C., 4th graders, found a message in their school lunch. Was it written in Norse code? Maybe not. Did they just discover a new art form? Curligraphy in the curly phrase? Araya and Phoebe made a mini snow person, during outdoor recess. Here is a close-up. Phoebe is showing off the mini snow person. Olaf wants to say thank you for sticking with it. Okay, here's some good news from the only subject that counts. This just in, we continue to have marvelous mathematicians at Urban Community School. Jack completed division facts in extra math. He has now completed all of extra math. Congratulations to you, Jack. 3rd graders Jordan and Araya proudly showed off their addition activity. Remember, everybody, it all adds up. All the progress adds up. All right. Mrs. Gill, of course, is always seeing the best of her students in grade 5 ELA. So even though there's no specific photographs today, we want to say congrats to all the 5th graders for their hard work, their effort that will eventually earn them the honor of wearing the coveted UCS vest for the day. And because we're saying goodbye to Mr. Grohl, at least for a little while, we thought we'd pull this image out of the archive here. See you later, Big Bird and Dave as well. All right, twinning, of course, continues to be winning here at Urban. Don't believe me? Well, in room 118, Bice, Michael, Jackson, and Lucas were showing off their matching Nike shoes, and I know there's at least one retired NBA legend who's probably paying attention. So thanks for sharing. Okay, when we started this show, first episode actually, we had a segment called Way Back Wednesday. It's not Wednesday today, of course, so we're going to call it Throwback Thursday today, but we're going to get back in the Wayback Machine anyway. The way the segment works is I'm going to pull a photo out of the archive that shows an Urban Community School staff member when they were a youngster. And let's see if you can figure out who it might be. If you know, you can send an email to the email address scrolling below. Give me a call, send me a smoke signal, whatever. Here we go. First day of kindergarten photo here. I think in matching red potentially for might have been Hawken matching red here. Not to give too much away. Do you recognize this UCS staff member on their first day of kindergarten? If you do, please give me a holler. Okay. We're actually going to do two of these today. So that's number one. Take a gander. All right. Number two. This is a two for one. Oh, my goodness gracious. Number one, adorable. Does anybody recognize this young person here sitting in the world's smallest, most delicate, most adorable school chair? All right, that's them at one age. I'm going to give you one additional snapshot here. Do you know who this student might be? Now, don't say it. Don't say it. Take a good look. Looks like name of the school's memorial. Also red here. A lot of red theme here. It is a puzzler. But as I look at this photo, of course, I'm kind of surprised to think it reminds me a little bit of a photo of me back on my basketball team way back when. I'm going to ask my team, do we have that in the archive here? Let's see. Do we have the picture? Oh, yeah, we do. Okay, let's go ahead and pull it just for comparison's sake. Oh, yeah, look at that. That is the resemblance is pretty uncanny. Just want to say we won state championship that year. It was pulled the hammy the next year, but that year was big for us. Okay, time for a winter sports update here from Howler and the good people from Teen Wolf. Congratulations to the 7th grade girls basketball team on winning their division of the Holy Family Tournament. Also, congratulations to all of our teams on a great regular season. Best of luck to the 6th grade, to the 8th grade teams in the CYO Championship Tournament. Go Wolves. To all of our athletes out there, here is a solitary pom-pom rustle from Howler for you to remember always. Okay, we'll jump past. Okay, cuteness rating was very high on all those photos. Okay, we're going to go back to the very beginning here. Who's this guy? Okay, when we started this thing 5 seasons ago, this is actually episode 1 here. I went back and grabbed a few still shots. Father Time is undefeated, as they say. But here was the opening crawl here. This was the opening question. And here was the big idea. We were in the middle of the pandemic. We were about to go, we were going to launch some online programming. And the question was there a way for us to remain connected, to maintain some sense of community at a distance? And so at the very last moment, we threw together this concept, and we started with this question. So here's the question. Do you have any happy anecdotes that you could share on your first UCS Good News Show Wednesday at 9 a.m.? We got this overwhelming response. It was very surprising. And it just took on an energy, and that was 5 seasons ago. There's some more photos here. The nice thing about the program was, I think with what we tried to highlight from the start, is it didn't have to be anything revelatory. It could be something as simple as losing your keys and then finding them. Colleen was on, I believe, episode 1 because her keys went missing and then she found them. Something as simple as, did you lose a tooth? Did you get a new puppy? Did you work together with somebody to do something that you didn't know you could accomplish before? Positive wolf owls. I think this was a pretty impressive wolf photo. I wish we had kept it throughout all 5 seasons. And of course, here is a picture of our UCSGN design team in week 1. There's my son, who's now 6, and my spouse there, who were working on the original UCSGN artwork. One of the segments we had back there was mail time. This was back during the Baker era. Today, I got a quick note from a family member, and I'm not going to reveal who it's from. I'm not going to reveal all the content, but what I will say is that in summary, what it said was it expressed some appreciation for the program for creating a space where children at Urban could be their authentic selves and see other people express themselves authentically, which got me thinking back to the beginning. And two kids came to mind. Oliver, my friend Oliver here in season 1, I believe our very first student guest. He had a podcast that he rolled out at the time. He shared a lot of content about the Beatles, but then remember we had an everlasting love for the Cabbage Patch Kids. So he did this great review of Cabbage Patch Christmas. So I have Oliver here today. Oliver, we say hello. Here he is. All right, it's been a little while, 5 years there, Oliver. Welcome. And then, in addition, Oliver's not alone here. Vera, Oliver's sister. Now, she wrote this to me, I want to say, in season 2. My name's Vera. I would absolutely love to host UCS GN with you, which she went on to do. But I went back all the way back to the beginning of the UCS Good News email address. And one of my earliest communications was with Vera. I want to say it was in November 2020. She wrote me to let me know that she had joined Miss Mason's class online in Access UCS. So I wanted to bring Vera here as well, Oliver and Vera. So their middle school folks were nice enough to let them. Here they are. 5 years after the genesis of the show. And here's a picture Vera submitted, a story that I think we should revisit at some point. The Pen by Vera. So ask her about that. Okay, so I wanted to close here before I hand it over to Oliver and Vera. David White is this essayist and poet, and he wrote this. He wrote that the ultimate touchstone of friendship is not improvement, neither of the other nor of the self. The ultimate touchstone is witness, the privilege of having been seen by somebody, and the equal privilege of being granted the sight of the essence of another person, to have walked with them, to have believed in them, sometimes just to have accompanied them for however brief a span on a journey impossible to accomplish alone. When these guys came on the show the first time, Oliver had a show called I Want to Tell You. So I wanted to bring them back to tell them how thankful I am to have had this opportunity to walk along with you and to walk along with everybody out there who has been connected to this program in any way. It has been a great privilege for me. And so we're going to close the way that we always do. We always say on the show, it is true now, it's true forever, that we get to share the good news, but you, everybody out there, all the people of Urban Community School, you are the good news. So on behalf of myself, Oliver, Vera, the entire UCS Good News production team, past and present, we want to say thank you to everybody who's ever submitted a story. And with that, we want to say thank you also to Miss Allison, Miss Garcia's class for coming by to say hello. And we will close here before we show you a few photos, and I will let Oliver and Vera take us out.
That's all, folks.